Hello and welcome back to another Total War Warhammer replay. Sorry, got a beer next to me and we're just relaxing, we're just chilling, we're just gonna have enjoy this game because this was a great game. Like I'm not gonna lie, this is one of those matches that right to the end it could have gone either way. So I seriously recommend you stick to the end of the video, but also just these are the sort of games why I play this game, because you get matches like this that just are so damn fun. But it's High Elves versus Vampire Coast, and basically the reason I'm playing High Elves here against, well, Vampire Coast especially, is that I actually lost to a person who brought this against my Vampire Coast, as when he was playing High Elves. So I'm bringing it now to see how it goes against different opponents. But basically, in the front line here, you've got Love and Seaguard. Now these guys are just fucking amazing. They have shields, any incoming attacks, you're gonna basically block anything that's incoming. You've got anti-large, so if any mean terror guys or Mongols want to fucking fuck around with you, you've got that bonus versus large, and you don't need armor piercing at all for those units, so it's just so damn good. They also have a charge defense against large foes, which is just insane, and all round just a real, in my opinion, one of the most underrated units in Total War Warhammer 2. They are so damn strong. They also got some really pretty shields. I don't know if any of you watched Total War Warhammer 2 when it first came out, but there was a bit of controversy about the shields, how poorly they were done. But anyway, we've got 4 Love and Seaguard in the front line. Behind them, we do have Swordmasters of Hoeth. Now, the reason I take these guys is because in case my opponent takes, or spams zombies or Depth Guard. Depth Guard, in my opinion, one of my favourite units, just to put that out there. That's why you see it on my banner. But basically, you take Swordmasters of Hoeth because basically they can beat down any Depth Guard unit. I've got 2 of them as well, so they're really good at killing pretty much anything. We do have some archers as well. I just threw in some archers because I want some dedicated archer fire here, just to of course wear down any flying units or anything like Mongols or anything like that. But as for my sort of interesting stuff, we have got TYRION, and this game is basically a battle of the duelists. Now, for those of you that don't know, TYRION is a duelist. It doesn't actually say because I've put him on a horse here, but he's a melee expert. Of course, he's very fast on his horse. But basically, the reason, you may be thinking, why don't you bring Teclis, or something like, or why don't you bring Alariel? The reason you bring TYRION is because he has the Sunfang ability. Now, when you go up against Vampire Coast, you can expect basically ethereal units like Banshees. Banshees are probably much the best version, because the Banshees are such a good unit for the Vampire Coast against High Elves, because of course you can spam Banshees, they're armor piercing, and that physical resistance. But TYRION with this Sunfang basically means that you don't have to bring a mage with a damaging spell, so you can more focus on those healing spells, which is just so damn good at going up against Vampire Coast. But of course I do have Feint and Reposit, I believe that is, which is physical resistance, melee defense, and melee attack, which basically makes him really nice and tanky. We do have we're all chilling behind this massive barnyard, or I don't even know what you call this. We're chilling behind this massive I don't know, little house here. I wonder who's living in there and witnessing this giant battle happening outside their home. But basically, we've got a Mage of High here. I have given this person Apotheosis. I've given him Tempest. Of course, Tempest, so damn good. Like, if you're going against Vampire Coast, bring Tempest, because if they bring any flying units, you're going to fucking molest them, because, look at that. Basically, it pins them in place, makes them, minus 72 speed? Fucking hell. And then just for the memes, I put in Fury Convocation, I believe it is, which is basically the eagle that comes out the ground that any idiot can dodge any day. But the thing about the mage of the High Mage is that you have the Book of Hoeth and you have the Starwood Staff, and these two combined together basically mean that you're gonna basically get fucking spells out instantly. And if you paired them with the Sisters of Avalon, you're gonna have a unit that's just spamming out spells non-stop. We do have some chariots here. I mean, one day we will get our White Lion chariots. One day we'll get them. But basically, that's my army. Yeah, I mean, you know, pretty decent. I have a lot of counter picks here. A lot of I just like, you know, standing back and shooting. You could argue that it is a bit cheesy for me to have Loven Seaguard in the front line, but I didn't think it was that cheesy because it's a legit strat, and I do actually have a front line here. If I took these guys and then just cavalry, I would have said that's a bit of cheese. But having some swordmasters in there as a unit that can be focused, then I wouldn't say that's cheese. Oh yeah, I've just forgotten. I do have some the grey Shadow Warriors here. These are the Regiment of Renowned Shadow Warriors. They are fucking amazing in this matchup. Seriously, if you ever go your bits Vampire Coast, bring these guys. They are fucking amazing. They have oh my god, Loex Shroud, I guess, which basically makes them stalk and unspottable. They have well, martial prowess, we know what that is, but they have snipe. Now that is really similar to how the Natibubo sharpshooters for the Skaven work. Basically, these guys can't be seen unless you actually push them. But as you can see, I am shooting in some to the Carronades here. But we'll run through Monkeybot's army here. So basically, we'll start off with his little meme. You know, I like what he was going for here. So he's got a bloated corpse in the back here. Now, for those of you that are new, basically the reason that the bloated corpse are basically never picked is because they're not a unit that basically sort of fights. Basically, they're very high risk, high reward. If these guys can get onto any unit of mine, they'll one-shot it. Any unit. Well, not any unit. I mean, I'm not talking like large. Actually, I've never seen a bloated corpse against a large unit. But in terms of any infantry units, you know, sword masters or anything like that, this guy will one-shot them if he gets in range. Basically, if he gets in there, he'll explode and basically noxious disintegration, I guess it's called, and gaseous demise basically makes him that he'll just explode. But he's got a sword for his head. But they're one of the coolest units from the Vampire Coast roster, but they're one of the hardest to use. But as for Monkeybot's main brunt of the army, I mean, we are sort of slowing down here. But we've got some Zorin Pirate Deckhand mobs. I just want to get this through this nice and slowly because I think it's really important to note what each player has for this game to go in, because it was a really close one. But yeah, he's got Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs in the front line. You know, they'll hold the front line, but they're not going to beat Swordmasters, of course. Behind them, he does have some Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs. Of course, in case there's any cavalry, you know, interesting unit. He does have some zombie pirate gunnery mobs as well, which are very good at taking out basically swordmasters. But then again, swordmasters do have that deflectability, and we do have the Loven Seaguard. So these guys won't be doing as much damage as maybe Monkeybot thinks, but because you know these guys have deflect and these guys have shields. The only good unit is maybe my Lord and the Chariots, but you know they're hard to hit. He does have a Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires here, going for the usual generic build that you do bring, you know, on a Rotting Promethean, I believe this one is. This is the Rotting Promethean, but he's got Invocation of the Heck. Of course, you know, even if it got after its nerf, it's still a healing spell at the end of the day. He has Drowned Dead, which is, you know, summons. You know, what more would I say? You know, you're summoning. Winds of Death, I believe that is in a oh yeah, I think I have, yeah. So basically, it's like a little damaging spell that goes around. You know, if you're blobbing up, it's gonna do good. He does have a Power Stone for you know, recharges, and he does have the Shadow Wraith Gunners here. Shadow Wraith's very interesting pick. I mean, they are ethereal, so they have that nice juicy 75% physical resistance, but these guys, they will do a lot of damage. They do magical attacks, so they ignore any physical resistance, and basically, yeah, these guys are really good. In the back here, though, he does have some Carronades as well. I think he is using Invocation of the Heck here, because basically I sort of tease him here a little bit. We were sort of talking to each other during this match, and I was like completely sort of being obliged that, oh yeah, I'm definitely not shooting your important Carronade unit. But he does have a Death Shriek Terrorgeist here as well. This, of course, they don't have anti-large. They have more armor piercing damage. But as I said, this match is going to be a match of the duelists. We have Luther Harkin here on his Death Shriek Terrorgeist here. Luther Harkin, very, very good duelist lord. He has that pistol which can just, you know, keep mowing down. But I say, look at all these abilities that Luther Harkin has. I guess the biggest one to show is the Magical Void. 33% magical resistance, crazy. But you know, Luther Harkin has a lot of numberized abilities. But anyway, let's get right to this replay. So the Death Shriek Terrorgeist is attacking these Shadow Warriors here, but the thing is, they're no pushover. These guys are absolutely decent in combat. They have 46 melee defense, 45 melee attack, and they can put up a decent fight against a Death Shriek Terrorgeist. They will lose, but they're going to fight. Of course, we have got the Loven Seaguard here shooting into the front line. I wanted to wear down these Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs because, you know, why not? You know, they're at the front line here. If I can get them down, I can get to the juicy stuff. My Chariots are going in, and we're just basically cycle charging at this point. I mean, we're basically going through, doing what we can, but unfortunately, the Shadow Wraith Gunners are coming in. I am about to cast a Sunfang here though. So basically a Sunfang goes down, does some nice damage to them. Of course, that's why you bring Tyrion. Because any ethereal units, they're going to get absolutely molested by that. But they didn't do too much damage. Maybe Luther Harkin was nearby. But yeah, it didn't do too much damage. But these chariots, they're going round. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Luther Harkin's ability does affect other units as well. So that magical resistance might have, came onto the Shadow Wraiths there. But basically, we're cycle charging here. Swordmasters are engaging Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs, which is just, convenient as fuck for me. Same on the other side here. And the Love and Seaguard are basically shooting in. Tyrion has taken some damage though, getting that Sunfang off, and we are pulling back with the chariots here because basically we're taking a shit ton of damage. But over here, Luther Harkin is overextending a little bit, and the first Tempest does go down. Such a cool looking ability. As you can hear, Luther Harkin's not enjoying himself in there. I do start shooting all the arrows onto Luther Harkin, doing some serious damage for him. So, Tempest and, all these Love and Seaguard can be really good. However, the Shadow Wraiths are shooting into these chariots here and doing some serious damage. They have really decent range. 245 range on those units is ridiculous. They can really outrange a lot of units. But basically, Luther Harkin has taken some serious damage here. So this is where I do believe I cast the Covation of... Well, let's see. Well, should we see what it is? Yeah, the Fury Conversation here, coming down. And we do some nice damage to those Shadow Rift Gunners. But yet again, not enough. I literally thought that would do more damage than one-shot them, but it doesn't. These guys are really tanking. But they are shooting into my chariots and doing some serious damage, and they're on the verge of routing off. Swordmasters have one in the front line, and are pushing into the back line now, getting on some Zombie Pirate Gorony mobs. But, let's say, they are being consistently shot. These guys can fire while moving, I'm pretty sure. Can they? Oh no, these aren't the fire while moving. So these are actually the ones that if you chase down and actually attack, you actually get them. But basically, we've got a bit of a gun war going on here. We're sort of picking back and poking at each other. My Swordmasters are in there. I do use Apotheosis on them here to keep them alive as well. Of course, the Fear is not going to do anything because, Undead can't be routed off by Fear or Terror. But Swordmasters, they're going to tank and they're just going to do what they do best. As I said, though, in the back here, though, the Shadow Warriors are no pushover. Yeah, they're not doing too much damage to the Death Street Terror guys, but they are fighting. They are, like, tanking all this damage, and basically, my opponent's got to keep this Death Street Terror guys, on these units. Another Tempest is going down here on Luther Harkin, doing some serious debuffing to him, slowing him down a lot and doing some nice damage. My Chariots are coming back in, which is nice after, sort of taking the brunt of the force from those Shadow Wraiths. And basically, at this point, we're looking to, basically clear what we can and do some cycle charging with these Chariots. And the thing is about Tyrion is, Tyrion has a flame sword, but it doesn't have flaming attacks, which maybe someone could explain to me if that's lore-wise or something. But my opponent here is going on my Mage of Life, and this is really scary because he's used Hornswaggle on him. And basically that means that, speed minus 27 melee defense. But Tyrion is coming in, and we have got a battle of duelists here. Now the thing is, Tyrion, he's no fucking pushover, but neither is Luther Harkin. Like, Luther Harkin, though, hasn't got Hornswaggle anymore, so basically Tyrion's going to be doing some major damage here. We've got Stand Your Ground, we've got Foe Seeker, we've got Feint and Repose. So we're doing some nice damage to Tyrion, Luther Harkin here. So, as I say, a bit of a duelist lord going on there, but I decided to retreat back here because I don't really want to lose my lord too early, and I could lose, cause a massive rout. But as you can see, the balance of power hugely in my opponent's favour right now. This is basically past the point of no return, as some people say. Like, basically where you're almost on the verge of death. But as you can see, I still have a lot left. I've still got some Love and Seaguard here, some on full health. Tyrion's only down to half health here. And we are getting on the Vampire Fleet Captain. So the Vampire Fleet Captain did overextend just a tad here and caught in some Love and Seaguard, which do have bonus damage large, and Tyrion is in here, doing some beautiful damage to this Vampire Fleet Captain. As you can see, one swipe of that sword by Tyrion does some serious damage there. Look how much damage that does. But, as I say, the Shadow Warriors are still getting attacked by this one Death Sheet Terrorgeist. Maybe this Terrorgeist could have been used a little bit better, but then again, these Shadow Warriors would have been online for the entire game if you hadn't got them down. But they are routing off now. My Swordmasters are finishing the rest of the Zombie Pirate Deckhand molds. My opponent still has these Shadow Wraiths online though. They've just been, somehow pushing on through all my magical attacks and actually doing some serious damage. But we have got another Tempest coming down here. You're going to see a lot of Tempests in this game because basically, why not? If I can keep using them on Luther Harkin, then all my archers can get shots in. But, so my archers over here are shooting in. They don't have armor piercing, but they still do a decent amount of damage. I mean, what? Look how much armor does Luther Harkin have? 80 armor, so it's not a lot, but you can see his healing cap is showing here. We still do have some Swordmasters here chasing down some Zombie Pirate Gorony mobs here. And basically, we're both just sort of resetting here, seeing what we've got left and seeing, you know, how we're going to play this out. Basically, I am running out of ammunition here, and so is he. But as you can see, balance of power crazily in my opponent's favour here. But there's one thing, you know, you've got to take note of here, and that is TYRION. Now, me and my opponent were discussing after this game that basically TYRION, you've got to kill TYRION twice, okay? That Heart of Avalon ability that TYRION has, for those of you who don't know, TYRION has a ability called the Heart of Avalon, and basically it gives him like basically back to full HP almost when he's basically on the verge of death. So you can almost imagine how that goes. But basically, balance power in my opponent's favour here. Love and Seaguard are fighting against Luther Harkin, which is actually really convenient for me, but they will get terror routed very quickly, or routed very quickly, as you can see, already routed off very, very quickly. We do have some Love and Seaguard here engaging on some zombie pirate gunnery mobs and the Shadow Wraiths, but they are falling back. They don't want to take that fight because, I say, if they're in that fight, we're going to be wearing them down, doing some nice damage. My Mage of Life is coming over here, but of course, the Terrorgeists were coming over here, so I was a little bit scared. But this Terrorgeist attacking some Love and Seaguard here, bonus versus large, always good for me. And basically, at this point, we're trying to get rid of most of my ammo here. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get, you know, all the, because I say the ammunition on the Shadow Warriors still has 5 ammunition. We still have some ammunition on these Love and Seaguard, I believe. This one over here, or maybe not. I think we've got 2 ammunition left on these archers. But, however, there is one Love and Seaguard unit over here that still has 17 ammunition. So, as you can imagine, in the late game, that's going to make a huge difference with those Tempests. But basically, we're just trying to clear up each other's armies. Now, I'm trying to get rid of these zombie pirate gunnery mobs here. Got some sword masters coming in, fighting with their Lord TYRION to the bitter end against the zombie apocalypse. And yet again, as you guys can already tell, another Tempest going down. As you can imagine, my opponent was getting really pissed off at this point. He was saying like, "Oh, another fucking Tempest!" Like, you know, it's just like, yeah. But basically, that's what the Mage of Life can do. You know, you can just keep spamming these out, and it's just absolutely terrific. But as I say, Luther Harkin here, I think he was trying to go for a breath attack here. I'm not too sure if it misses or hits, or maybe he doesn't. I think he was trying to go for a breath attack here, but my Mage of Life is routing off. Oh yeah, breath attack on my archers does do some serious nice damage. Just killed quite a few models here. But as you can see, balance of power so in my opponent's favour here. My opponent only has 98 units left, but I have 255. But a lot of that is Love and Seaguard. And as you can imagine, in this late game, Love and Seaguard have bonus versus large. So when these 2 Terrorgeists decide to eventually land, we're going to be able to kill them really easily. But my Luther Harkin is trying to go for the Mage Life here, but Tyrion's having none of it. Hornswaggle does go, Stand Your Ground does get used, Feint and Repose. And basically all our buffs are going down here. I'm trying to get on Luther Harkin here, but Luther Harkin, very swift, back up into the air. A proper duelist lord fight going on here. But Luther Harkin, the thing is, he's got a pistol. He's got a fucking pistol that can just shoot at my Mage of Life. So basically, that's really, really annoying for me. In the back here, though, Love and Seaguard are fighting against some zombie pirate gunnery mobs, and we do have some zombie pirate. Some deck gunners here fighting against Love and Seaguard, but they are getting routed by the Death Shriek Terrorgeist. But the beauty is, we still have these Love and Seaguard here, and they still have ammunition. So they're all shooting in, Nuck, Loose, and Fire, or Draw, I believe it is, or something like that. Nuck, Draw, or Draw, Nuck, and Loose, or something like that. But anyway, Luther Harkin is landing here, but Tyrion is nearby, and Tyrion's saying, "Fuck off, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here." You know, we aren't having you fighting against all these units, but Tyrion, one swipe does like 400 HP, so my opponent's really got to respect this, okay? And of course, what, Tyrion, you know, Luther Harkin's on like 2,000 HP left now, and he's at his healing cap, so my opponent's got to be really careful here. Love and Seaguard are still shooting him, which is really nice for me, but my opponent does play this really smart. Over here, he does route off my Love and Seaguard here, very close to the wall, so basically my opponent's trying to get them off the map here, which is actually a really smart move. A beautiful another Tempest, though, coming down here and slowing Luther Harkin once again. Such a great ability. I mean, Luther Harkin just struggles so much against that. And we are just doing some serious damage. I say Luther Harkin, 1,208 HP left. As you can see, this game is getting really close now. My opponent still does have these Shadow Wraith gunners here still online. They still have 7 ammunition, shooting into some the grey Shadow Warriors here, getting absolutely annihilated by this. I mean, they're not gonna, basically, well, they've completely died, they're completely routed off, so basically they're not back anymore. Some Love and Seaguard are coming back though, but as I say, Luther Harkin is coming in, trying to, sort of terror out those guys. We do have some Love and Seaguard over here, though, getting chased by the other Death Shriek Terror guys, which is really unfortunate. As I say, these guys still have quite a few, quite a bit of HP, but, oh well, it happens. Very smart chasing them off the field. And basically, all that I've got left is TYRION, the Mage of Life, and a couple of Love and Seaguard and Archer units. This Love and Seaguard still does have these, some ammunition, but the thing is, this is really funny. Now, Love the Harken is fighting against some Love and Seaguard, but the thing is, Love and Seaguard are no pushover. They have bonus versus large, and the thing is, this is how I lost when I played Vampire Coast against High Elves. Like, bringing Love and Seaguard are so good. And you see, Love the Harken does have to retreat here, and he's, what, on 700 HP? So close to dying here. Got to be really careful. Balance of Power does go back to the middle here, as we can plainly see. But we have got the Shadow Wraiths here shooting into TYRION, and they will do some major damage to him. So I've got to be really careful here. They're like fireworks going off. But we do get the Archers, and the Mage of Life does come in to save, pushing over. Some Shadow Wraiths, of course, taking one with her, clearly, to to wherever. But yeah, we've got a nice engagement here. They're taking out these Shadow Wraiths here with Love and Seaguard and these Archers. And we still have these Archers here that still do have that ammunition. So as you can imagine in that late game, it's going to become very important. But Balance of Power still in my opponent's favour. I say very, very close. But my opponent is down to 21 units. I say basically he's still got that Death Shoot Terrorgeist and still got Luther Harken here. But Luther Harken is being shot by that Love and Seaguard unit. And the thing is, if my opponent waits me out here, I still have Tempest, and the thing is, basically we do eventually kill all the Shadow Wraiths here, and now my opponent is forced to land here. So basically, as you can imagine, I'm sort of setting up for the final defense here. The Death Shoot Terrorgeist does come down and rout those units, which is really annoying, but TYRION getting in there and doing some nice damage to the Death Shoot Terrorgeist. It's unfortunate that TYRION doesn't have flaming attacks, because if he did, they would be doing a crazy amount of damage to this Terrorgeist, because of course they do have weakness to fire. He does get back up into the air, and basically at this point, my opponent does just chase off these Love and Seaguard here. Basically, he just wants to make sure he gets what little can off the field here, which is completely understandable. Another Sun Fang goes down there, but basically, my opponent is chasing off that Love and Seaguard. And basically, at this point, he's killing them, and I'm setting up for the final defense here. As you can see, Balance of Power, so damn close, And the thing is, Tyrion's not on a lot of health here. These Love and Seaguard, they could easily tear her out if Tyrion dies. And we do have the Mage of Life still. But the thing is, the Mage of Life, she's not really very good at fighting other units. And she's only on a chariot, which is not going to be any good against these last two Terrorgeists. But as you can see, we have used another Starwood Staff and Book of Horror to try and get those Winds of Magic up for that final fight. I believe I could cast an Apotheosis here, but not a Tempest. So I was saving up for the Tempest. Hornswaggle does go down on Tyrion here, so it's looking very scary. Buffs are coming down. I pop all my buffs here. Stand Your Ground is going down. We have got everything coming in. Love and Seaguard are coming back in. We've got Feint and Riposte coming in with that melee defense and melee attack. But Tyrion's taking some serious damage here. Luther Harken's now coming in, doing some serious damage. Tyrion's on the verge of death now. You see, Balance of Power so close. The thing is, if Tyrion dies, this could cause an absolute rout here. But the Heart of Avalon comes in, and look at that Balance of Power, baby. I mean, that is the Heart of Avalon for you. We kill Luther Harken off his little Terrorgeist, falls to the ground. Oh wow, it actually has a sick death animation, and the other Terrorgeist here is just going to crumble. Not going to be able to take out Tyrion, the Mage of Life, and all these Love and Seaguard, which is absolutely terrific for me. And we're just beating this last, Vampire's Coast unit to death. But, as I say, it was a very close game. If Tyrion had been weighed down a little bit earlier, it could have been very, very scary. But, of course, Tyrion with that Heart of Avalon is such an, MVP ability. But anyway, yeah, very well played to Monkeybot. As I say, I did lose to him last match, so you can check that one out if you want to. I lost to him horribly in that one, but I got him back in this game, which I feel good about. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.